when the embryo actually implants, because at fertilization, you don't even know if it's going to take or not. Now, obviously, that becomes almost impossible to enforce, because what are you going to do? You know, how do you determine fertilization? But what it does is set up that at any time there will be an abortion performed and a quasi-crime now. It will be totally criminal. And I mean felony. I mean going to jail for a long time in certain states. It's a problem. And the government's going to sign it. There's no question about it. Oh, do we have some stuff to talk about for real. All right, Americans, as it gets more and more expensive to just live here with inflation, there's one area we just don't care. And we'll spend the money, and I'll tell you about that coming up. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
The Biden administration is approving the first flight for Operation Fly Formula. The first shipment of baby formula will come from Switzerland to Plainfield, Indiana. And activist groups want Senator Ted Cruz disbarred in Texas for helping former President Trump try and overturn the 2020 election. A spokesman for the senator called it a far-left dark money smear campaign. And the owner of a magic shop in Las Vegas is cashing in after dead bodies were recently found on the receding shorelines of Lake Mead. The owner of Blasphemy Boutique is selling something called Lake Mead Corpse Water. We'll get an update on the 14 right after this.
If your business has 5 or more employees and you manage to survive COVID, you're eligible to receive a payroll tax rebate of $26,000 per employee. And this is not a loan. This is a refund of taxes. However, it's tricky to get. A lot of red tape, complicated stuff. So how do you cut through the red tape? Well, let me suggest GetRefunds.com. These folks are experts, specialists in this little-known payroll tax refund program. And I know, I've been a customer. They do all the work. No charge up front. Matter of fact, their charge is a percentage of the money that they get back for you. And they do all the work, all of it. Businesses of all types qualify, including those that took PPP money and nonprofits, even those that had increases in sales. Now, I told you I'm a customer. They got my business a 6-figure refund. The average client in this program, $250,000. Go to GetRefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button, answer a few questions. GetRefunds.com.
Let's get an update on your drive on the 14.
Well, you betcha. Bad for those involved, but for you, be better news. South 14, via Princess, a motorcyclist drive the car tangled. Go over to the shoulder rather quickly, but there's a lot of activity. Now, it's going to be a little slow coming out from Sand Canyon, but not too bad, really, down to the New Hall Pass. And miles from there, in Orange County now, South 405 transition to the North 133 was shut down. Very quick work by everybody. They got it cleared. It has reopened again, so no problem at all. Northbound going up towards 55, not too bad by morning drive standards. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Barr.
California's public safety is under attack by failed wolf policies and rogue DAs. Make California safe again. Check your mail for your ballot or go to the polls and vote early for Early. Eric Early for California Attorney General. Paid for by Eric Early for California Attorney General 2022.
Hey, kiddo, ready to catch that movie?
Almost. Wallet, phone, keys, mask. Yep, all set.
The mask? That's not required, is it?
No, but it's gonna be busy and crowded, so I'll feel better with it on.
You right. It is open at night. Let me grab mine.
Nice! You passed the vibe check, Dad.
Wearing a mask when it can help protect you and others is just one way to keep each other safer. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Intuit is helping students go from classrooms to careers right here in LA. Their job readiness program helps students build financial literacy and entrepreneurial skills so they can be ready for the real world. Nationwide, Intuit has already helped over 500,000 students, and they'll help 3 million more by 2024. Learn how Intuit is helping LA students at intuit.com/job readiness.
For all those times when DIY just won't do, it's pro time. For over 70 years, families have trusted Coit for clean, healthy homes. Our certified technicians use custom methods to deep clean and sanitize just about everything. Call 800-4COIT or visit Coit.com for 35% off a deep clean, backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. The people we trust Coit. In the next 30 seconds, 40 couples will be in baby mode. And as they're thinking about tiny shoes, shape-shifting strollers, and where to find the best schools for their kids, they'll realize
We gotta sell the house and fix it and stage it and show it.
or they can skip the hassles and sell directly to Opendoor and close in a matter of days. Get back to the things that matter, like tiny baby shoes. Get your competitive offer at opendoor.com/offer. Opendoor is represented by Opendoor Brokerage Inc. License 020611330 in California and Opendoor Brokerage LLC in Southern Market.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Eddie, what did you say when you got your insurance quote from AIS?
Hey, I can get 2 years of coverage instead of, one.
Yes, Andy cut his insurance bill in half at AISinsurance.com.
1-800-777-4AIS. Hey, it's Steve Gregory. Join me every Saturday for Unsolved, where we talk with investigators about cold cases, challenging cases, even the most wanted. And the interviews aren't only interesting, they're making an impact.
The word is getting out there, because I can tell you, Steve, that since this first aired on your show Unsolved, we've seen an uptick in tips on our tip line.
Listen on air, online, or download the podcast. It's the only show of its kind in Southern California.
Unsolved with Steve Gregory. Tomorrow night at 8 on KFI.
This is KFI AM 640 Handle here on a Friday, May 20th. Stories that we are covering. LA County moving from low to medium on the COVID community level. So it's, the surge, the winter surge is here. And it's not quite winter, right? And as I just talked about this last segment, the Oklahoma legislature passed a bill that would ban abortion at conception, fertilization. And it's the most restrictive abortion ban in the country. It's already been signed by the governor, and they're just, will be signed by the governor, and they're just waiting for Roe v. Wade to be overturned. Now, talk about gas prices. Every day, Jennifer tells us how gas prices are rising. I mean, just 10 cents more than a week ago, 40 cents more than a month ago. I mean, it's crazy. So let me tell you about a school, actually, a school district in Iowa, and they just weren't prepared, like none of us were. And here's what they do. I mean, they buy food for the kids. I mean, virtually every school district in the country has some kind of program to feed kids that simply need the food. All right, so gas prices go up, and all of a sudden, carrots, fresh fruits, vegetables, part of a federal program to promote, quote, healthy eating, all of a sudden, what happens to it? Right? The grant that it got from the feds, disappeared. It got drained. The vendor tacked on extra charges for fuel. And some schools had to simply end delivery. Program over. No more fresh vegetables. Now you get canned beans, I guess. And then the problem came with bread next. All right, the company delivering bread said, we need more money because we can't deliver. And then it said, okay, they got more money, but they said, you know what, we're not even going to do it next year. So the district is scrambling. So the shock of high gasoline, that's just an example of this ricochet effect of gas prices going crazy and inflation in general. But gas prices, that's the big one. That's the stuff that's climbing. 50%, 60% this year? I mean, crazy. Okay, so a couple of things are going on. First of all, the industry analysts say very little relief here. We're going to see gas stay this high or go higher. And it is affecting literally everybody. Retailers, trucking companies, huge anxiety. Airlines, huge anxiety. People that package, sell products either made out of plastic or have plastic packaging, sell anything with plastic, and that's everything that we buy. They're sweating bullets, and why is that? Well, because where do you get plastic? It's out of oil. I mean, if you look at what oil does and how much oil is involved in our society, without oil, we just completely collapse. So, gas prices are 50% higher than gas was this last year. And there are a bunch of reasons for it. The war in Ukraine, the world is moving away from Russian oil, which is still 10% of the oil is produced in the world. And then there's a couple of technical reasons. Fuel demand plunged during the pandemic. We know that, of course. No one was driving, no one was doing anything. So the oil companies cut back on their investments to drill and refine. And now the entire sector is ill-equipped to meet the demand. And the government, which is accused, the Biden administration is accused of doing nothing, they have very limited power when it comes to the price of gas going up. Very little. So basically what they have is strategic petroleum reserves, and they can't release any more. In fact, they have to buy now to bring it back up to normal levels. So you look at every single part of society getting nailed and kicking back, and inflation for food. The price of food has gone through the roof. I've gone to the restaurant, a couple of restaurants that I've been going to regularly. I'm looking at the menu, and I'm stunned at now the cost of food. Wait a minute. This was $14. Now it's $19 for the same entree. Whoa! And we're talking about just a few months ago. Do you know where it doesn't matter? Where it seems to not matter one whit at how high gasoline prices are, oil prices are? Drivers. Us. We have not stopped driving. We've increased driving. Even with gasoline already hit record levels. And now it's just going to go up and up. No one knows where that's going to stop. It's like Bernie Sanders being asked, at what point do you think taxes are too high? He goes, I don't know, but I'll tell you when I see it. And that's exactly what's happening here. At what point do we stop driving the way we're driving? I don't know. I'll tell you when we stop driving. Is it at $6.50, $7 a gallon? I don't think that's going to stop people. Is it $8 a gallon? Who the hell knows? We are oblivious to the cost of gasoline. We're going to have more people on the road this summer than we did before the pandemic. More road trips. Matter of fact, one of the reasons, here it is. Fuel is so expensive that the cost of flying has become almost prohibitive because the airlines, of course, have to buy fuel to fly the planes. And so people are not flying and they're driving. But you go, wait a minute, look at the fuel that it costs to drive a car. We don't seem to care. We'll take it and we'll drive around. It's just an anomaly that I don't understand. You would think that people would go a shorter distance. The Auto Club says that all the time. When gasoline goes up, people plan shorter distances. They're not going to go as many days. Well, not at all. No, we're all going to jump into our cars and we're all going to go. Now, we don't know how the price of gas is affecting the purchase of electric vehicles. I mean, you would think that it would explode where people are moving to EVs. I am one of those that I'm moving to an EV, but I have the same problem that people who think the same way I do. There are no EVs to buy. So there's just going to be pent-up demand, and when the supply does open up, we're going to know how many people move over there. And I'm assuming the numbers are going to be huge, but maybe not. Because people don't seem to care. I mean, we bitch and moan about gas prices. I mean, we have stories, oh my God, I just spent over $100 filling up my tank. I just spent $120. I mean, if you're paying $6 a gallon, you have a 20-gallon tank, you're at $120 for a gas tank full. Doesn't seem to bother anybody. Still driving my prices. I fill it up more than once or twice. I don't get very good gas mileage in my car. As a matter of fact, I get crap gas mileage, and I'm stunned at the cost of gasoline. And I just go back and forth to work. I mean, I just don't go too many places, mainly because I Don't know anybody. I'm not interested in going places. I'm a couch potato. Man, I'm stunned, and I don't drive much. Hey, you're going to be on the road this summer. Hey, people are jumping in it. Go figure. Coming up, Dr. Jim Keeney. Boy, do we have some medical news to share with you. This is KFI. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
LA County COVID-19 infections are way up. Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer reported more than 4,700 new cases yesterday.
Once we are designated a high community level, we will go back to requiring that everybody put on those masks indoors.
The county's gone from low COVID-19 community level to medium because of rising cases. She says people should continue testing and getting vaccines and boosters to reduce transmission. A judge has ruled that a driver who accidentally killed 2 people while he used a Tesla on autopilot should stand trial. The judge ruled yesterday there's enough evidence to try Kevin Riyadh for manslaughter. He pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prosecutors say Riyadh's Tesla Model S hit another car at 74 miles an hour after blowing through a red light at the end of the freeway in Gardena in 2019. The state's first canine police support dog program in Garden Grove helps students put anxiety, trauma, and suicidal thoughts on pause.
Dozens of small hands from Mitchell Elementary try to gently pet the dogs, which have unlimited patience.
I have kids saying, I don't like police officers, as they're petting her, and then 2 minutes later they go, I can't wait to be a police officer.
Garden Grove Police School Resource Officer Derek Link says recently a teen walked off campus threatening suicide until he asked her, "Did you ever talk to the dog?"
Turned around and walked over my car. She hung out for about 20 minutes with Nellie, crying and just talking to her, just doing her little whispers to her, brushed her away. Mom got there, picked her up, and took her to the hospital.
He says the dog also helps kids reporting crime.
When they're with a support animal, they can remember up to 80% of the crime that happened.
Officer Patrick Julian says the dog also helps the campus deal with death.
A child lost his twin brother. We were able to come in and offer some support and get that child to start talking with us.
He says the dogs absorb the bad vibes, allowing students to consider a way through the trauma.
That everything that they're going through, it's just a moment in time, and we can help them get through it, and everything's going to be okay.
At Mitchell Elementary School in Garden Grove, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
News is brought to you by American Vision Windows. The world has eyed the latest global monkeypox outbreak with concern. Dr. Peter Chin-Hong, an infectious disease expert at UC San Francisco, says it's not likely to spread quickly.
I don't think it's really going to run rampant as opposed to smallpox, which is highly transmissible.
Dr. Chin-Hong said people who have been vaccinated with smallpox are protected against monkeypox because they're very closely related. President Biden's arrived in South Korea for the first stop on his trip to Asia to highlight concerns about the worldwide shortage of computer chips. Biden's touring a Samsung computer chip plant. It could serve as a model for a $17 billion semiconductor factory that the Korean electronics company is building in Texas. And a new poll has found the president's approval rating has dipped to the lowest point of his presidency. The results show a deepening pessimism emerging among members of his own Democratic Party. The AP Nork Center for Public Research poll says 39% of adults approve of Biden's performance as president. We'll get a look at your drive, but first it's Sports with Wayne.
Dodgers broadcasters will be calling road games from here in Los Angeles for a bit. Jaime Herring and Charlie Steiner have tested positive for COVID-19. The teams decided to not have their replacements travel. The Dodgers open a road series against the Phillies. First pitch at 4:05 today with Julio Urias throwing for L.A. Listen to every play live on AM 570 LA Sports, brought to you by Chef Marito's Seasonings. And the Angels will try to snap a 3-game losing streak when they host the Oakland A's at 6:38. Chase Silfest will start. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Property prices are softening. I mean, they're going from astronomical and dropping, and if you're thinking of selling your house, maybe it's the time. And so let me suggest calling the folks at directbuyers.com. There's no agent involved. You're not paying 6%. No buyer walks through. You're not waiting at all watching property prices drop. What directbuyers.com will buy your home for a fair price. None of that hassle. And you get paid in 10 days or less and in cash. That's directbuyers.com. It's a local family-owned business around since 1986. The owners, Janet and Matt, their brother and sister, I just like the way they do business. They're giving an honest, no-obligation offer, even if $15,000 cash advance before closing. So go to directbuyers.com. Oh, and they'll never lowball you. Go to directbuyers.com, call 844-242-SELL, 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. Partly cloudy today, much cooler. Highs are just going to be in the mid-60s to the mid-70s, and that's the forecast for the weekend. But we'll warm up significantly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as highs will be back into the 80s and 90s for everybody. Let's get a look at some flowing now, and Jeff Bob got it on the 710.
I sure do. Good morning. Thanks, as always, for taking us along for the ride here. Not too dreadful now. Northbound 710 Washington, just before the 5. There's a lot of activity. It's over to a rather wide shoulder there, so just be careful. But it's a little slow coming up from the 105. Really not too bad. Southbound 605, always an adventure, but from 210 down to 105, still in pretty good shape. They're a little slow approaching the 5. South 405 out of the valley. You got to expect this every morning. It's pretty much victory to Sunset Boulevard. Downtown Los Angeles, South 101's in good shape. Slow at Vermont. But here's some problems now. This is in West Quincy Valley, a little bit south of the 10th. Orange Avenue at Francisco Avenue. Terrible sounding crash from the reports we got. The entire intersection shut down. We'll follow up on that for you. Oh, and real quick, through the Calm Pass, it's really foggy up there. Be careful. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob.
There's only one candidate for mayor who hasn't raked in millions from special interests. Rick Caruso. One candidate who won't take a dime from corporations. Rick Caruso. One candidate who will work for $1 a year. Rick Caruso. One candidate whose only special interest is ending homelessness, curbing crime, and getting back to the city he loves. Rick Caruso. He can clean up LA. Paid for by Rick Caruso for Mayor 2022. Additional information is available at fx.lacity.org.
Cutting dental, simply the best. Cutting dental, simply the best.
If you have several failing or missing teeth or are in need of multiple implants, Cunning Dental's latest technology is changing the way people deal with missing teeth. Created in their on-site lab, they pioneered life-changing dental prosthetics like nobody else. Their new permanent teeth are completely lifelike, with the natural feel and bite of real teeth. No other product comes close. Other products are heavy, clanky, and don't feel natural. The actual procedure is done in just one day, and you get a new set of stunning, permanent teeth. Cunning Dental, rebuilding smiles for over 53 years. 4 generations of dentistry, and it's even a better-known business. Call now and get $1,800 off your teeth in one-day procedure. Restrictions apply, and a free exam and x-rays. Call 1-888-640-SMILE. 1-888-640-SMILE. Cunning Dental, making smiles great since 1968. Accidents happen. Maybe you, maybe a friend. If you're involved in a car accident, don't go it alone. And don't expect the insurance companies to be fair. They're protecting their profits and their stockholders. You need a lawyer. You need a good lawyer. You need my friend, Sweet James, the dense beard of justice, and his team of accident attorneys. Here's an example of how Sweet James helped a real-life client after a car accident changed her life. She was in desperate need of medical care and could no longer work. Her insurance company was ignoring her calls. So she called Sweet James accident attorneys, and they were able to get her the medical care she needed without her paying a dime out of her pocket. Then they went to work and were able to get her $1.9 million in a settlement. Car accidents, motorcycle accidents, slip and fall. Call Sweet James accident attorneys at 800-500-5200. He will protect you. Put the number on your cell. 800-500-5200 or .com. Contractor license 1023-790.
I hate a drain that won't drain. Don't waste your time on a grocery store liquid. Call me, Wacky Ducky, the drain opening magician. How much do you charge? $80 if we could open it with a 30-foot drain snake. How often does that work? About 9 times out of 10. What about that 10th time? That's when the magic happens. Tell me. I'd love to, but I wasted all of our time talking about grocery store liquid. Don't waste your time on grocery store liquid. Call Zach and me. Get them. GOECCL.com.
So where is that?
Toilets save water with every flush.
Where is that?
The news, what it means, why it matters.
Stop! Hey, that's a
KFI AM 640. Bill Handel here. It is a Friday morning, May 20th. Some news, big news that just came in. The CDC signed off on booster shots for kids ages 5 to 11 years old. So, that's exciting. Here's a shocker for those of you that don't believe in vaccinations. They work. And the CDC is now allowing 5 to 11-year-olds. And I think it's going to expand all the way down.